Are there any benefits of being involved with Vita Sapien?
Yeah, so I mean, Vita Sapien is an organization that
Okay,
seeks members and followers and so forth, right? So,
I see.
so
So it's just like a religion. We have Christianity, Islam. So Vita Sapien is it safe to call it a religion?
there is a part of this work. So let me explain this,
Hmm.
right? In
Okay.
the definition of religion of the Australian
Hmm.
Charity Commission, a religion is a
Okay.
belief in a supernatural being, principle, or thing. The belief in a
Okay.
supernatural and the acceptance of canons of conduct that give effect to the belief. So, put another way,
I see.
believing in something that you can't prove is there and the
Mm,
actions that you would take if you believed that, right? So, the belief in
I see.
God is very much a religion. Okay. So, when I was putting in the
Okay.
paperwork to actually apply
Hmm.
for Vita Sapien as a religion, the supernatural is what we refer to as vitae planeta. So, vitae planeta
Okay.
is the idea that all the living things on Earth, including the ocean, the atmosphere, and the soil, basically form the body of a single organism, right? That
Mm,
that
interesting. Okay.
that frames that you and I are cells in the greater body, and that ultimately you and I have a natural responsibility to the well-being of the host. All right.
Okay.
It's a
Hmm.
spiritual view. It's not a scientific fact that the idea of Vitae Planeta. That said, because the work that I've been doing has been trying to synthesize environmental science with ecological spirituality, that view, the spiritual view of Vitae Planeta, the living planet as a single organism, is very close, in fact, to a scientific theory called Gaia theory. And Gaia theory says that the living organisms on the planet act in a manner as to maintain the condition of the atmosphere to keep the temperatures suitable to the well-being of life. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so Vitae Planeta is really a spiritual version of Gaia theory. All right. So that's the
I see.
supernatural part of it. And then we have what we refer to as the quests. So the quests are kind of like canons of conduct. So certain
Mm.
behavioral patterns. If
And
you
you have
believe
12
in,
of them,
and there's
just
12
like
of them, yeah.
commandments, 12 of them. I say. Okay.
Okay, so there's 12 of those, and the idea is that if you believed in Vitae Planeta, then these are the things that you might do. And so, for example, you would give recognition to the existence of Vitae Planeta, that you would
Okay.
have a personal mission to support the well-being of Vitae Planeta, that you would
Let's
seek a
see.
deeper
Hmm.
understanding of how the Earth system functions. And so, so
Understood. Okay.
when you take Vitae Planeta and the quests and you put them together, then you have Vita religion. Okay.
Mm, I see.
But
I
but
see.
Vita worldview is much broader than just those two things. It's got all these other things in it. Okay. So
Mm.
um what was the question again?
Oh, I asked about the benefits. Like,
The
what do I
benefits. Yeah.
benefit from,
Okay.
being in Vita Sapien?
So being involved in Vita Planeta, in Vita Sapien, all right,
Hmm.
would be involves understanding the literature, understanding these ideas and getting your head around it. The advantage for people to be involved is that it will give them a deeper understanding of what is happening on the world today and what is coming to us. Because the
Mm,
scientists have got a very clear understanding of climate change. We've got a very clear
okay.
understanding of how the ecosystem functions. So being involved
Mm,
with Vita Sapien is basically a fast track to getting your head around how to protect yourself from what's coming in the future, but also how to make a positive contribution to make things better so that we don't have to go through the worst of what is potentially going to come.
I see. Amazing. Amazing. So is there a particular way or something specific someone has to do if they want to join or be involved with Vita Sapien?
So
How do I?
the first
Mhm.
thing really is to read the pocketbook. So on the website, you can see the link to the pocketbook. It's called Vita Worldview. I update that every 3 months or so. So if you actually go one of the pages on the website, you can see all the past versions and the progression of
Okay.
the idea. And it's a short booklet. It takes about an hour and a half to read. It's in English at the moment. I don't have the resources to translate, but ultimately I'd like it in many other
Mm.
languages. And it's
Okay.
basically just trying to encapsulate this big story that I've been telling in about an hour and a half of reading. And there's a section in there that sort of looks at spirituality. There's a section in there that looks at some core principles of environmental science. And so the first stepping stones for people that want to be involved in this would be to grab the pocketbook from the
The
website. It's a
pocketbook.
PDF for
Okay.
free. And if you like
Mm.
what it says, then you can buy some copies and then hand them out and then start to create what we refer to as a pod like a pod of whales, which is
Okay.
basically anybody can put their hand up to become a Vita Sapien leader and develop
Hmm.
an understanding of the material and share the material around their social networks. Okay.
I see. I
Okay.
see.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, you still, it looks like you're trying to say something.
Well, I was going to say a few other things. We also promote full moon parties. And so being
Okay.
involved in Vita Sapien means a social event once a month to watch the rise of the full moon. And that becomes a location where people can share stories and socialize, but also where
Mm.
new people can come along and be invited into the conversation. We also have a New Year celebration on July 16th. Okay.
Hmm.
So we've been holding that for the last 6 years. We let off a little explosive device. I can explain that in more detail if you like. So the idea is
Mm.
that there is all of these various activities associated with being involved in Vita Sapien. We also have a discipline of archery, Vetan archery. And so the idea is to sort of try and create the Vetan version of different things. And the Vetan version is a version that has like a lower carbon footprint and an environmental footprint and sustainable materials, and it becomes like a bonding exercise and a way of connecting spiritually with other people and with nature itself.